Hey guys, this is Matt Z from Optimus Futures. I got Eyal today here from Better Trader. As you know, we use their technology for the Optimus News Trader. We recently integrated a few more things into the platform, and also Eyal will explain how to use the platform. One of the things that we integrated is Optimus Trader, that you can trade futures directly from the platform, so you can follow the news, you can follow the trades. Uh, Directly from here. I'm just pointing at the screen that I have, sorry. And also we integrated IG, which is IG Forex. So I know a lot of traders out there trade Forex. It's news driven. A lot of people like to take advantage of news and everything else. So Eyal will show us the features, how to actually use the news that are related to currencies, different countries today, and utilize the technology, and also show you how you can see the trades that are recommended by the platform. And by the way, there's a substantial risk of loss in futures trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All the trades are displayed just as a matter of convenience for you. We do not recommend them or endorse them. They're just there for your viewing, and it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. So without further ado, Eyal, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay, great. So please take us through the platform and show us how traders can take advantage of what the platform offers. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, a short introduction about myself. I used to be a day trader for more than 7 years, more than 12 hours in front of the screen. And this was the seed about the platform that we are going to present today. The idea behind this platform is to support day traders. It could be professional day traders and specifically retail traders, like they have team of analysts. So during the day, you don't have the ability by yourself to analyze all the information. It's hard enough to do the trading. And what we are trying to accomplish here and to serve day traders, and especially here with Optimus News, is the ability to get the news, to understand what's happened, and then to understand if there is some good correlation with some markets. So Matt mentioned the trade ideas, and I will get to this in several moments. But the general concept of trade ideas, we are not a fortune teller. We don't know what's going to be in the future. And we are not recommending, and it's not our internal analysis. Trade ideas, it's like that you have team of analysts that generate research in real time and say, hey, now something happened. This triggered some trade idea. What it means in similar situation that we have been in the same exact moment that S&P 500 moved down 3%, this and this and this happened follow this moment. So as a trader, that's something that when I used to do trading day by day, I really like to know what's happened in similar situation. And to have analysts that will produce this kind of analysis in real time, it's close to impossible without computer. So here, that's what we are trying to serve you. Once something will happen, we will let you know this and such things happened, and there is good correlation or not in similar situation. I will try to cover here what we have in Optimus News, and I think that Matt, if you have any question during this conversation or some clarification that you want to get in more in details, let me know, and then we can continue.
Sure. Why don't you start with a specific example, let's say related, to a specific market. So focus on that, and then, use a few other markets.
Yeah, let's jump to the point with the trade ideas. So
okay.
with the trade ideas, we will pick several trade ideas that happened today or yesterday, and then we will get for the trade idea into the trade idea itself, what it's present. And let's open this one. This is price-driven trade ideas, short S&P 500. It's detected 12 minutes ago. And you can see all the metrics inside. Before we digging into all the metrics, I will close it and let's talk about this for a moment. Here is short S&P 500. It means that in similar situation to some trigger that happened right now, and we will get to the trigger in a moment, the S&P went down. So as a trader, I like to know about this. So this trade idea was detected after NASDAQ 5 consecutive red candles. It means that recently, when the NASDAQ went down 5 consecutive red candles, the S&P 500 followed and keep going down. So here you can see, assuming this is the entry price and this is the profit target, we didn't reach this stop loss during when it's happened in the past. So the way that the system works, it takes the past 20 times that this exact pattern has occurred. This trade idea produced 7 times it was win, 2 times you reach your stop loss. And that's the nice things here. You can see your stop loss as well or wins as well, so you can review it by yourself. And 11 times no significant move. So we have 7 win, 2 loss, and 11 times nothing special happened, probably a bit loss or a bit profit. And then if we will back to here, we can see that with stop loss of delta of 6 point, we can reach profit target of 13, 14 point, which is very interesting for me as a trader to get such as analysis in real time. So there is some trigger here, and then the trade idea to sell S&P 500. Entry price here, you can see the current price. It's real-time market. Everything here, it's real. So we will see later now today if this, even in this conversation, if this trade idea is success or not. But the most important thing is that I, as a trader, it's very easy for me to know what to expect from such situation, to expect what is the profit and what is the stop loss. And this kind of trade idea, we call it price-driven trade ideas. It means that the trigger for this trade idea was some price movement in some market. Then we have another kind of trade ideas. It could be news-driven trade ideas. And here it's happened 8 hours ago, some economic event, German manufacturing PMI released in Europe. And it was as expected, but the system detected that in similar situation of the same event, the euro dollar went down. And you can open it and then see what is the stop loss, delta, and profit target, and all the statistics. So this, in the past 3 years, we had this economic event with the same magnitude of surprise as expected. And 7 times the euro went down, 3 times it's reached the stop loss. And here is the nice thing, the risk reward here, it's 3.8. So the delta of the stop and the delta of the profit target, you can have it here, and then you can decide, okay, this kind of trade idea, I like to get in, it's enough reward for me or not, or what to expect. And for me, actually, as a trader, the most important thing is the stop loss. Because when I know that here, the stop loss is 6 point, I know where to place my stop, and it's not have to be 6 point or 7 or 5. That's not the point. The point is that I have very clear point in the market when I know that I'm wrong, that this trigger, this trade idea, probably not holding anymore, because at the past, success looks much better than 7 or 8 points of stop loss. So there is no reason to stay in this trade once you reach the stop loss. So for me, it's easy to capture these metrics to help me to calibrate what to expect from this trade as a profit target and what to expect from the stop loss.
That's great. Just before I ask my question, I just wanted to mention to everybody, just as a legal disclaimer, stop losses are never guaranteed to be executed at a price where you place them. There could be very tough market conditions where you could not exit a trade, or there is huge slippage. I wanted to ask you, Eyal, do you find that the people who use this service, do they cross-reference this with their own trading, or they're just looking for new and fresh original ideas, or both?
Yeah, that's a great question. And even for us as a provider of this analysis, we like you to use it, and we force or we motivate our clients to use it in a way that it will not be counter to your logic of trading, first of all. So let's say you have some rules that you are not trading in the opening of the US market because there is a volatility, and you decided that for you it's not good. So even if you get trade idea during this time from us, just ignore it. Because first of all, we said go with your rules. And if today it's down the trend all the day, and you don't like to take trade, counter trade trend. So even if you get trade idea buy or long from Better Trader, don't take it, because if it's counter to your rules, keep your rules, because your rules is what keeps you in the market and help you to be profitable. So take our trade ideas as second place to your rules. Where it's very useful to get the trade ideas, it's let's say that you don't have specific opinion about the market right now, and you see that there is some trade ideas and it's short. So maybe now you can start to looking for the clues that you know how to get short and what is the trigger for you, and then combine it with this trade idea. So it's trade idea generation. It's help you to get to some pressure in the market, down or up, and join in to this pressure, and then to scale it and execute it with your rules with higher priority.
Right. I think it takes time for every trader to actually measure how his or her method will work with this. So they have to observe it, right? They have to see, are the trade recommendation contrary to what they see? Is it aligned? To what degree does it help? What markets? It takes a little bit of time. So I would encourage everybody to go in, check those trade recommendations and see how it works along with the method in place and what markets it would be better for. Okay, that's great. So you have here, S&P 500, which could be done with the mini S&P. By the way, guys, what you're seeing here is an 11-minute delayed market. And obviously you'll be able to trade all the markets once you in a demo or in a real life environment. So yeah, let's go over the markets that you have here. You have currencies that you can take advantage of in the trade ideas. You also have the currencies, right, for the spot effects that could be used, but you also have the metals, the energies, stock, you have
bonds.
And bonds, you have notes, you have also foreign markets here. I see that you had the DEX, correct?
Yeah, actually we're covering anything that in the future markets, almost anything in the futures market and the FX. So I think if
spot effects.
So I believe that if you are already inside news.optimus Trader, probably that we cover the instrument that you care about. And it started, so the production here and the results is the trade ideas. But there is much more here than the trade ideas, and I will try to cover it here. So, because as a traders, we don't want just to get some into trade and get some black box sell or buy or something like this. We want to know more about the environment, about tweets of Trump or about economic events, which is very important concept for traders.
Oh, talking about Twitter Trumps. I mean, Trump tweets. Why don't you show us how you can actually add Twitter to your account if you follow specific specific. I guess you call them, I don't know, Twitters, right?
Yes.
So show us how you can add those specific and how it's actually reflected in the platform.
Okay, so as long as you are in your desk and you have the platform open, you have the voice assistant, which is, it's very common approach in professional trading rooms that you have the squawk. So it's the squawk. It's simply someone that sits usually in London or in Chicago and delivering the news in real time. And today the world a bit changed, and most of the news flow today or from official resources like governments and the unemployment rate and capital spending and so on, or from Twitter. And with Twitter, actually, we have the Twitter scanner. So menu, Twitter scanner, and then you can set up the accounts that you want to follow. So in my case, I have Donald Trump because today it's moving a lot the market every time that he tweets about changing in policies or tax or something like this. And the way that it's work here, once Trump tweet, and I will leave it open during our conversation, we will get the tweet here into the system. So we can get the tweet and hear it by voice, and we can let the system read the tweet for us. The same we can do for any channel. And it's very important because it's not a gimmick or just a widget. It's actually, if you're doing trading, you don't, even if you don't want to trade based on Trump, you don't want to open position just after Trump tweet. So if Trump tweet, maybe hold on your position and wait for a moment, see that the volatility not going to kill you. And additionally, let's say there is some attack or some explosion somewhere in the world. The way to get it, you just can add the Bloomberg channel. So instead of looking on Twitter all the day and waiting for Bloomberg to tweet about something or Trump, we can have Bloomberg here, and then we can add this account, Bloomberg Business, Bloomberg Market, and so on. And then if you can be sure that if there is some explosion somewhere, probably Bloomberg going to tweet about this. So you can add it, and then you can add it to your platform, and that's it. So next time this account will tweet, you will get it, and you will get the message here. I will leave it open as for now, so we can continue the conversation. And then in this way, you can stay tuned for news from the outer world that actually could affect your trading. So this is the Twitter scanner.
That's great, because I know there's a lot of Twitter accounts that are related to news, that could be related to energy, equities. Yeah. So that's really good to have. Okay, please go ahead. Show us more features.
But by the way, according to Twitter, you don't need to know by yourself all the accounts. We are collecting the accounts that professional traders that using our app using, and we have them here as recommended. So Bloomberg Markets and various Saxo banks and several like this. So it can even give you some starting point.
I see there's an earthquake alert. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, so this is the Twitter scanner. We have, let's complete about these abilities of the voice. We have the voice assistant, which can let you know if there is some volatility that increase, market cross yesterday low, special events like economic events about to release in 5 minutes. You don't want to stay with position in the market just before unemployment rate or other important events. So this will keep you in the loop of the events and things like this. So once something happened, the voice assistant can remind you about about this release, or let you know in real time to inform you about this. So
here you can open and close whatever is necessary or not, right?
Yes, it depends up to you. I like to stay updated with everything, so everything is on. But if you don't like to get trade idea by voice, you just switch it off.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, so this is the voice assistant. Let's back to the markets because it's very important concept. In the markets and actually the watch list, this is very important part of your setup of this system. The watch list is about, let us know, it works like this. Let us know what you care about, and we will let you know when something has happened that affected this instrument. So the watch list here is your ability to make this platform tailored to your needs. And it means that I follow silver, copper, Germany, and many instruments. I'm not necessarily trade all of them, but for sure the instrument that I trade, I will add as an instrument in my watch list. The way to add them is to come to here, let's say commodities. If you like gold, just add the star, and then you have gold in your watch list. If you don't find something here in the pre-made tabs, you can just like add new instrument, search whatever you like, and you will get it to your watch list. This is the base of the system, because once you have your watch list.
Can you repeat for a minute how you searched for it without going to that on the watch list? Where did you click?
Here on the plus.
Oh, okay. Okay, I missed that. That's great.
And then EUR, and it will bring you all the currencies that involving with euro. And so one click. and it will add to your platform, to your watch list.
Okay.
Then we know that you care about this instrument, so we will start to produce trade ideas for them, and we will let you know when the voice assistant, when this market crossed yesterday low, or volatility increase, or something that can trigger some idea from your side to get in or out of the market. So this is the markets, the watch list. It's the most important. Calendar, any economic events that's around the globe, you probably, that pre-schedule, you can find it here. Even if you don't trade economic events, you want to know about them because economic events generate a lot of volatility. So there is some traders that say, I like to trade economic event. I like this volatility. It's opportunity for me to get into the market. Let's make this, by the way, this account can tweet many times, so let's make it off. The calendar. So in the calendar, you will find the event. So there is some traders that like to trade the event because the volatility. Other traders said, I don't like to trade the event. I have bad experience with this volatility and such, but I have to know about them because they're still moving the market. So again, like with Trump, if you are about to open trade, you don't want to open it 2 minutes or 5 minutes before some significant economic event. So here you have all the events. And so you can prepare event before the event release, which market going to be affected with this event. Everything is with backtesting. So it's not ideas or something like this. And after the event release, you will get, if this release it's a bit stronger or extremely stronger and so on. So not only the surprise, you need to know how much this event surprising. This is
And how do you guys measure surprises versus not? So, for example, okay, you have a bit stronger, previous 232, 255, extremely stronger. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
The surprise, this is something that I personally used to trade economic events, and it's very hard to keep up with all the surprises because sometimes different of 0.2 could be extremely stronger, and in some events, the difference of 0.2 could be nothing. So the way to measure surprise is to look for event by event and then look about the history and see at the past how many times 0.2 surprise happened to the upside or to the downside. And everything we're doing mechanically. So in real time, you don't only get the numbers like here, the ISM manufacturing PMI 0.9 less expected, it's a bit weaker. But once it will be manufacturing PMI, by the way, in England, released today, much weaker. So I don't need to get into the details. By the way, in England, this release is the most negative surprise in the last 4 years. Now I understand why it's much weaker. So all this analysis you can get in real time. So
and you can see how it's actually affecting the market, because sometimes you can tell whether the news was previously factored in or not. So you can have bad news coming out and the currency could be rallying because they anticipated it, or it could be down because they didn't anticipate it to be so negative. So that's a good barometer in terms of gauging for the price action that's actually occurring.
Yes.
And I have to say, what I really like about this platform is really the visual display, how everything is so neatly organized. And so I've seen other news driven platforms in the past, but I think, you've done a really good job with your interface designers, with your UI guides.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the next features. Maybe you want to show us what barometer is?
Yes, just one thing about the calendar. Sure. It's very easy. I will not spend your time about this, but here you have calendar filter. Choose the countries, the impact that you like. And the most important things, you can follow events that you like to be notified on. So because now I have a lot of events in my calendar, but I really want to trade, let's say this one, because I trade the USD Japanese yen. So I will do like this, like follow event. So now I will get more notification customized for me around this event to my phone, to my platform. So I will not miss this event. And in this way, you can stay tuned for the event that really you care about.
So you said you can filter it by country, and then you can filter it by the impact that has occurred. So only if it's very negative or very positive, you can filter that way as well.
It's work like this. You can filter it by currency. Let us know which event from which country you care about.
Okay.
Impact, for each economic event, there is attached impact. How much this event important. So I used to see like medium and high events, but maybe you can say I like to see all the events or high only. Actually, it's very important not to skip the medium events, because several really interesting events for trading, they are medium priority and not high priority. So medium and high, I think it's the good balance, but you can choose and change it. And then I see a lot of events in my calendar from all the countries that I care. And the way that I like to attract them, it's not to trade all of them. I have specific events that by the time I get used to and like to trade, and then I just doing like follow. So the system will notify me 5 minutes before this event that's about to happen. So I have enough time to prepare.
Okay, let's move on to the next, because we have to wrap it up soon.
The barometer.
Barometer, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Barometer, here, actually, it's the most, if I need to tell you, to recommend you where to look, all of the tab, it's the barometer. Because here you can see all your watch list. You can order it by strongest and weakest.
And this is the cash market, right?
Yes, this is the spot. It's not the futures, but you can get sense what's moving today.
Of course, right. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, and here we have the active trade ideas. You see, I have very clean view, just this trade idea. By the way, the trade idea that we had before expired. I will get to this in a moment, but because you see, you don't see it here. We had been short S&P. It went well, but the trade idea expired. It means that it's not relevant anymore. Here, upcoming events. So the next event that I have, it's in 1 hour. This in my calendar. You remember, I can be here in the calendar and see next event. So this event, it's my next action item from the calendar. So in the barometer, I can see it here.
Okay.
Upcoming next event. Surprising event that I follow. So from the event that I follow, I can see here the event that was much weaker, extremely weaker, much stronger, or extremely weak, stronger. So just to keep in mind what's significant happened today to my events, to the event that I follow. It's good to know. And here is the action feed. Everything like tweets and things like this, you will see here. So if you left your platform, left the computer, get back to the computer, if it's still open, here you will see in the action feed all the news that we released and the updates and so on. So if you get some notification and you miss this, it's not a problem. You can check it here in the action feed in the barometer. So that's the barometer.
Okay. Just to let everybody know that, we currently right now have Optimus Trader, which is our futures trading platform driven by Rhythmic. We have IG Forex that is going to be there as well. So if you need a spot Forex account, we can do that as well. And we're working on adding another provider, probably Oanda, in the near future when Eyal finds the time to integrate it. I guess for now we covered enough just for this session.
Yes.
And I just wanted to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And we'll bring you, let's try and do this regularly so we can go over, events that have occurred. And again, from your experience, draw how traders could have done it, of course, on hindsight. So I'm going to end this on this note. Thank you for your time, and for our viewers, thank you for watching this. I appreciate it. And please remember that there's a substantial risk of loss in futures trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All the trades that you execute, 90% of our business is self-directed trading. So We don't pressure anybody to trade, execute. You know, you trade at your own pace and at your own risk tolerance and with your own risk capital. Thank you for your time, and Eyal, I'll see you next time. I mean,
Thank you.
we'll talk next time. Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.